This is the Daily Tech News for Tuesday, January 6th, 2026. We tell you what you need to know, give you important context, and help each other understand.
Today we're live from CES 2026, Las Vegas, Nevada, talking all the tech news, breaking and what's not breaking, and what we've seen and what we haven't seen. It's a thing. It's
That'll
day
make
two.
sense in a minute. The floor just opened right as we're starting. I'm Tom Merritt.
I'm Robb Dunewood.
I'm Allison Sheridan.
And I'm Bodie Grimm.
Back at headquarters in Los Angeles, I'm Sarah Lane.
I'm also remote. I'm Roger Chang.
Since we last spoke, we got announcements from NVIDIA, from Intel, AMD, and Sony Honda Mobility later today, and so stuff we'll be talking about tomorrow. Mobileye has an announcement related to autonomous driving. That's at 1:45 p.m. Pacific. CES streams those, so if you want to watch that. Lenovo is holding an event at the Sphere at 5 p.m. Pacific. Intriguing discussion coming on that a little later. But let's get to the big story, the chips.
Yay!
It is my job to make these chip announcements interesting to all. So whether you are a chip enthusiast, in which case you're already probably interested, or you're Allison, I'm going to try to make these very interesting, Allison. Watch Allison's eye levels if they droop to see if I'm doing my job. But help me out. NVIDIA's biggest product these days is data center chips. So we have a new data center chip called Vera Rubin. Do you know who Vera Rubin is, Allison?
I do. Yeah. I'm not going to tell
Did
you.
you know before you saw it in the rundown?
I did not. No, I did not. I've heard of her.
Yes, Vera Rubin was an astronomer who solved a problem in galaxy rotation rates that indicated the presence of dark matter. So following on Hopper and Blackwell, they have named their next line Rubin. The architecture is designed for better agentic reasoning, improvements, reduced storage, reduced internet or interconnection bottlenecks. They estimate it'll be 3.5 times faster, which, I mean, if it wasn't faster, I would be very surprised. 3.5 times faster on training, 5 times faster on inferencing, reaching 50 petaflops.
Petaflops.
Not teraflops.
Petaflops.
Petaflops. So they get more done using less power. Jensen Huang said Rubin chips are in full production. This is not a thing that's coming. This is a thing they're making. Anthropic, OpenAI, AWS, all on board to use them. HPE's Blue Lion supercomputer going to use it. Lawrence Berkeley National Lab Doudna, a supercomputer, going to use it. Also, a new stack of open robot foundation models. I found this interesting. A lot of open stuff in what NVIDIA announced. Open foundation models, simulation tools, and some open stuff related to edge hardware. They are trying to be Android for robots.
Really?
They want everybody to use their stuff. As generative models move inside the robot to control the robot, NVIDIA wants to be there. Vision language foundation models are available on Hugging Face. Isaac Lab Arena is an open source simulation framework. That one's hosted on GitHub and integrated into Hugging Face's La Robot framework. So if you wanted to go play around with robot simulations, you could do that. You don't have to have a whole lot of knowledge. And then the hardware is the Jetson T4000, which combines the Jetsons and the Terminator when you think about it. It's a chip for robots with 1,200 TOPS. I guess that'd be 1.2 POPs. And 64 gigabytes of memory, needing only 40 to 70 watts. So it uses less power. NVIDIA also launched open models, simulation tools, and data sets for autonomous vehicles. Because when you think about it, an autonomous vehicle, Bodie, is just a robot, right?
It's a robot.
Yeah. They want to be there too. Alpamayo is the platform. Underlying code available on Hugging Face, so you can go play with it. They also released an open data set, 1,700 hours of driving data, and an open source vehicle simulation framework called AlpaSim.
No, this is not like NVIDIA to be this open, is it?
Actually, NVIDIA's usually fairly open.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They've been doing a lot of the stuff. This is the most open I've seen them in a while.
Okay.
Sounds like a Taming the Terminal project.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. NVIDIA announced DLSS 4.5. That's real-time image upscaling. This is for gamers. Second-gen super resolution transformer gives you better temporal stability, reduces ghosting, improves anti-aliasing. If you're not into this stuff, it means it'll look and act better. It's available now for all RTX GPUs. You'll need the beta version of the NVIDIA app and the latest drivers, the game-ready drivers, to try it out. But more than 400 games are already ready for it. And then the dynamic 6x frame generation, which up-reses your monitors refresh rate, can go up to 4K 240 hertz. That's coming to RTX 50 series computers this spring, and already 250 games supported. Also, NVIDIA streaming service, GeForce Now, their cloud gaming service, coming to Ubuntu 24.04. And other distributions later this year, or later distributions of Ubuntu, and an app for Fire TV Stick 4K Plus and 4K Max coming sometime early in the year. There's also support for flight sim sticks, so you can cloud game and do flight sim with your flight sim stick. NVIDIA also announced G-Sync Pulsar. That's going to make your monitor look better. It's a variable refresh rate technology. It uses horizontal backlight sections that turn on and off just enough to give the pixels time to stabilize before you can see them. Most monitors just have the backlight on all the time. That reduces motion blur, and NVIDIA claims it can quadruple your effective refresh rate, and monitors from Acer, AOC, Asus, and MSI are all set to arrive on Wednesday.
So this is in the monitor, not in the graphics chip?
That's right. Yeah, this is NVIDIA technology in the monitor,
Displays themselves.
but it works with NVIDIA graphics chips.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
happy to see that NVIDIA is still making announcements at CES about consumer-facing stuff.
Yeah, right.
Games, monitors, things that are not just
It's-
AI.
It's what they have to do, because so much of their core consumer audience has been really complaining that everything you're doing is AI. Why aren't my GPUs 200% more expensive than they were last year? So they,
Yeah.
I mean, they have to do something to kind of quell the notion that they're all in on AI, although technically they are.
All right. Did I successfully keep you interested?
Yeah, you did. It slowed down a little bit in the gaming part, but
Okay.
I
All
like
right.
the other part. That was good. I'll give you a B+.
The bigger challenge is Intel. Intel announced details for its Panther Lake CPUs. Panthers are fun, right? They are made on a 2-nanometer 18A process, better power efficiency and performance for laptops, specifically for graphics and AI. The official name is the Intel Core Ultra Series 3. They have a range of 16-core 5.1 gigahertz at the top end, 8-core 4.4 gigahertz at the low end, and they support intelligent display tech, which adapts the screen settings like brightness and refresh rate based on what you're doing. That's going to help save you battery, save you power, save you eye strain. If you use email, it'll lower the refresh rate. Watch a video or play a game, it raises it. And it can sense if you walk away from your laptop and then just lower all the brightness and refresh
It's
rates.
watching
That's
you.
handy.
Yeah. It's a handy one. They all have 4 performance cores, a mixture of low power LPE cores and E cores, which are kind of in the middle between power and performance. The power efficiency also comes partly to smart load balancing on the chip, partly from the smaller process. Just the electrons have less to move around, so it saves
Don't
power.
have to travel so far.
Yeah, partly denser ribbon FET transistors, and some from moving power delivery to the back of the wafer. There's also the built-in ARC GPU that has fast frame rates, quick response times. The NPUs are all 50 TOPS low power usage cores. The idea is to use the GPU for complex tasks, and then you fall back to the NPU when you have simpler ones. They all support Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, Thunderbolt 4. Some of them support Thunderbolt 5. And laptops are available to pre-order. You can buy one right now. They start shipping on January 27th. That includes the revived Dell XPS. Everyone welcome to
Ooh.
XPS back.
I'm so glad that they did that. It was such a classic name.
Yeah. Dell XPS 14 and 16, which you can pre-order right now, as I said. Promises 40-hour battery life, streaming 1080p video. You get 40 hours of battery while you're streaming. You can stream
Right.
for 40 hours without stopping.
That always sounds like it's the really hard thing to do. It turns out
not.
it's the easiest
It's
one
not
to
as
do.
easy. Yeah. There's also the Samsung Galaxy Book 6 series of laptops, the Acer Predator Helios 16S AI gaming laptop, which you can configure with a GeForce RTX 5070, the Acer Swift 16 AI, which has the world's largest haptic trackpad. Largest haptic, not largest trackpad, largest haptic trackpad. So big it comes with a stylus so that you could use it. Then there's the Asus ROG Zephyrus Duo, which has 2 full-size 16-inch screens, one on top of the other. So remember they had the Duo last year that had the small screen and then the big one? This one's both full 16-inch. Intel says they have been certified for industrial robotics, healthcare, and edge computing, so they're hoping to sell them to more than just the laptop makers. Interesting to note, the CPU and NPU were made by Intel, but the platform controller made by TSMC. as is the integrated GPU on the higher end models.
So on the two displays, ViewSonic was showing off last night two 14-inch displays that are on a hinge, and it's a portable display. So you can hinge it and show somebody what you're looking at on the other side of the table.
Yeah, you could flip it.
Or have it up and have two different computers talking to the same display, which I don't know why you do that, but okay.
But yeah, Asus is doing the same thing. They just have two more inches.
Right. But that's actually a laptop. This is just a display.
Oh, that was just
portable
a display. Which one? Who was that from?
That was from ViewSonic.
ViewSonic. Oh, okay, nice. Why would you need that in a stationary display as often, I wonder?
Well, the flip over thing, I mean, this is a portable display, like to take anywhere.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I get it. All right. That was my attempt. Roger, bring it home with the AMD announcements.
Do you, Roger?
Yeah, so speaking of AI, AMD was spent, I would say, 85% of their keynote time focused on AI. But they did announce some consumers-facing products as well. They announced the new Ryzen AI 400 series, aka Gorgon Point, series of laptop APU processors that range from the AI 9 HX475, which features 12 cores, max boost speed of 5.2 gigahertz, and an NPU good for 60 TOPS and 60 graphics compute units. It's generally considered by most of the tech press to be a refresh of the existing Strict Points line, just basically with a bump in specs across clock speeds, NPU speeds, and GPU speeds. Now, what's interesting is they didn't introduce the Ryzen AI Max Plus series this year. They introduced it last year, but they added two new chips to it to kind of fill out the range. The AI Max Plus 392, which is the second from the top, and the Ryzen AI Max Plus 388, which is squarely in the middle. Now, they both come with 40 graphics compute units up to 60 GPU T-flops, but this is the interesting thing. They actually have fewer CPU cores compared to the existing range. And the AMD client chip boss, Rahul Tikko, said the reason why is because they consider these the right products for gamers that they're bringing in. These two products were brought in because we had a specific customer request around gaming SKUs, and we wanted to bring those to the market. So,
all right. So
they
it's for
seem
gamers.
to be trying to fill in basically a value proposition, right? Maybe by removing some of the cores, they can price it slightly less. Although they didn't announce prices, so how much less remains to be determined. AMD also showed off a Ryzen AI Halo Mini PC. It features the Ryzen AI Max Strict Halo APUs top of the line Ryzen AI Max Plus 395 revealed last year, but this little box is sort of targeted at NVIDIA's DGX Spark. For AI developers, supports the ROCm, which is AMD's version of CUDA, it's focused on AI models and applications. The whole idea is this is a turnkey solution. If you want to start pounding away on making agentic AI applications or anything else, this is your one-stop solution. You don't necessarily need to go to NVIDIA. Please do not go to NVIDIA. Go to AMD.
That's what AMD. You're speaking as if you're AMD.
Yes, as AMD. It's like, hey, we got something too. And it's interesting because they really emphasized ROCm. ROCm was something they introduced maybe 10, 12 years ago, and it's sort of just been sitting on the shelf, but I think there's been renewed interest because NVIDIA's been managed to leverage CUDA so well with so many of the AI developers that AMD realized like we gotta start catching up.
Yeah, and they upgraded the DGX Spark at CES as well, so it makes sense that AMD's got to keep pushing there.
And finally, they introduced a refresh of their 9800 X3D called the 9850 X3D.
Oh, it's 50 better.
Yes, it's the exact same chip, but you get a 400 megahertz boost on clock speed. Now, this is the thing. The 9800 X3D is widely considered to be the best gaming desktop CPU on the market right now. So this seems more like, we just want to make sure that they stay at that price point where both consumer gamers feel like they're getting value, but they're also out-competing NVIDIA Intel on the DIY enthusiast PC market. And finally, they introduced the MI440X for small data centers, as well as the MI455X, which was introduced as part of their Helios rack system. Now, these all feature the Venice Central Processing Unit design. They work in tandem with their EPIX server chips. The whole idea is that instead of having, you can sort of pick the chip that is tailored to your AI specific application needs, whether it's agentic or whether it's more broadly focused, so you don't necessarily buy more than you need. You don't need to buy more cores, more processors, more power than what you need it for. And the idea is you get something more indicative of what you're working on, instead of like, hey, I just need to commute from home to work. I'm going to buy like, a 1200 horsepower, V12 automobile, when you really just need, a four banger from Toyota.
That makes sense.
And that's pretty much it in the terms of the actual stuff. The rest of it was how amazing AMD and their partners are in leveraging the AI. It was, I don't want to say it was a love fest, but it was kind of odd to me.
I thought it was interesting that AMD is targeting the smaller data centers, knowing that they need a wedge into the market with NVIDIA dominating so much.
It's not just a wedge, but they did the same thing in the PC market, right?
Yeah, right.
It's like, hey, the low end is being left open because
let's go after that.
NVIDIA and Intel are all aiming for the mid to high. Let's service these people. They will grow and they will become customers for other products as they scale up.
All right, finally, a small addition to Qualcomm's announcement from yesterday. Sarah.
Yeah, so we got details on Qualcomm's laptop chips yesterday, but we did not tell you about its robot chips. Qualcomm integrates a full stack of hardware and software for robots in the Dragonwing IQ10 series. It's partnering with Vietnam's VinMotion on the Motion 2 robot. Qualcomm is also partnering with Advantech, Aplux, AutoCore, Booster Robotics, KUKA Robotics, and Robotech.ai.
Yeah, it does seem like the chip companies all think robotics, or at least NVIDIA and Qualcomm, think robotics is a good growth market for them. Telling that you didn't hear about that from Intel or AMD, honestly. All right, DTNS is made possible by you, the folks listening. Thank you for sending us to CES, boss. Patreon.com/DTNS is how we majorly fund things like the travel that we do here. Thank you to all of our patrons, including Johnny Hernandez, High Tech Oki, and Chris Zaragoza.
All right, everybody, let's talk cars. Cars are always a big part of CES. Sony Honda Mobility unveiled the Afeela Prototype 2026 at CES here this year. So this is an SUV, but otherwise pretty much the same as the Afeela 1 sedan, which is still unreleased, but we heard about it last year. Launch would be no earlier than 2028 for this SUV, which is, again, considered a prototype at this point. Tim Stevens, working over at Engadget, points out that probably means at least 2029. Yeah. Let's be honest here. So the prototype does keep the Afeela 1's design, technology. They're essentially the same, just different sizes, including that exterior LCD display, which I've always found curious, but still looks really cool. So the new prototype keeps that. It's on the nose of the car externally. So I don't know, it's designed to make you have a personality when you're driving the car, I guess. SUVs obviously tend to appeal to the U.S. market, so that's obviously what Sony Honda Mobility is going for there. In more actual news, tangible news, Shugo Yamaguchi, that's the president and CEO of Sony Honda Mobility of America, confirmed the Afeela 1 is on track for a release this year. It's still priced at $90,000 to start. This is an expensive car. It's still set to be built at Honda's Ohio factory. It has an estimated 300-mile range, so not amazing, not horrible. Advanced driver assistant features. It says they'll get eventual level 4 autonomy planned through an OTA update. PlayStation-powered and car entertainment. Initial sales limited to California. Arizona is tapped to be next.
I'm actually kind of excited about this one. I mean, I thought it was beautiful looking at it last year. I'm just so shocked that Honda is as far behind as they are. I mean, they've just not done anything. I think they slapped a battery into an ICE vehicle and said, "Whoa, look, it's an EV now." But this is pretty cool. $90,000. I'm gonna have to sell another kidney.
Yeah, the Protege, excuse me, the Protege is just the Chevy Blazer. It's built on the Ultium platform, so it's not exactly
not even a Honda.
exactly a Honda product. But that's not to say that it's not a good product. The Blazer gets good reviews. The Equinox gets good reviews. But the Honda Sony mobility thing, when they first announced this, I was like, well, that's never going to happen. And then we're getting close to it's kind of going to happen. I kind of put this in the same category as like the original Fisker, which was a ridiculously expensive vehicle, and then it went out of business. Then you have also Faraday Future, a big expensive vehicle, went out of business. Not saying this company is going to go out of business because they're backed by very rich companies. I'm just saying maybe this car is not super long for the world, or if it is, it's in such a handful of it's for such a handful of people that it's not going to make a big dent in the EV space or autonomous driving space.
Do you know why California only? Because they
No.
can make 6 of them? Or
I mean,
what?
maybe there's some sort of incentives I'm not aware of that California has. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm just happy they're making them in Ohio. The Honda plant, I can't quite see it like I can Intel from my house, but Honda's only probably 35, 40 minutes away from the house.
It's a smart place to do it.
Yeah, you think they might want to sell them in Ohio,
Yeah,
too.
you would think.
Like, here's the cars. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's demand. They know they can sell enough in California. They just want to
Probably.
slow roll it. But why Arizona next? I don't know.
I mean, Lucid's based out of Arizona, so maybe they're looking to tap some of the Lucid. In my neighborhood, there is a ton of Lucids, so it is. Maybe they just looked at the research and they're like, well, these people buy a lot.
Maybe it's part of the going for level 4 autonomy. Because you guys are all friendly with the Waymos and such.
Easy with the desert and all that.
Rectangles.
I mean,
I was
level 4
thinking, like,
autonomy.
would weather be an issue? Like, if you're in an area that is going to have, at most rainy weather, it would be.
Its best advantage.
Yeah, like you build up the hype, and then like, all right, now we're gonna put it somewhere where it snows for 3 months.
Maybe.
Well, in some other car news, Hyundai announced plans to start using Boston Dynamics humanoid Atlas robots in its Savannah, Georgia plant starting in 2028. They'll start by arranging components for installation, but by 2030 can't start doing some complex assembly work. Google is partnering to use Gemini in Atlas robots. With testing to begin in the coming months, Hyundai expects to make as many as 30,000 robots annually at a new facility in the U.S. So humanoid robots. We saw some humanoid robots doing Tai Chi and shadow boxing yesterday. I don't know how I feel about all this.
We don't know why.
They also danced, Rob. They were dancing, so you're forgetting the good side.
This is really smart for Hyundai, though, because they own Boston Dynamics, and they need to find customers for their robots. So make themselves their own customer to prove that it works, and then they can start selling these to other manufacturers, not even just other automakers.
I mean, it does too. I mean, it does resolve. I mean, one of the things that's always been an issue, not always been an issue, but it's been a recent issue, is there's just not enough bodies to do a lot of the work. And so if you can sort of focus on those more simple tasks with automation, which I count robots as part of that process, you could free up the workers that you have there and move them to more high productivity sectors in that factory.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Uber revealed the design of an autonomous taxi that it hopes to launch in San Francisco later this year. Speaking of Lucid, Lucid Motors is making the modified Lucid Gravity EV at a plant in Arizona, and it uses the Neuro Driver platform and NVIDIA's Drive AGX Thor. A big halo-like dish on the roof is used to increase sensor visibility. We're getting used to those. But also has LEDs to display info to passengers. Uber, as usual, handles how you can ask one to give you a ride.
That's going to be really aerodynamic with the halo dish on top.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably not going to have a big area that they need to cover where the aerodynamics is a problem. But the thing that Uber is doing is they've just got their hands in every single pot of autonomy. They're just trying. If there's a reasonable expectation that it's going to actually work, Uber's like, yeah, we'll throw money at that.
Yeah. They want to be the platform where you book the ride.
Yeah.
And if that's working directly with folks or partnering with Waymo, whatever works. Right?
Yeah, I mean, anecdotally, I drove to the airport in a Waymo. It was $16 or $17 in a Waymo. It was $29 in an Uber.
Nice.
It was also terrifying in the Waymo a little bit.
Why?
The longer drive. Well, So it kind of like, and you needed to get into the right lane, and it kind of like had one tire in the right lane, but it had the blinker on, but it wasn't fully committing. So there's still some things to work out. I don't feel unsafe in those cars. I actually enjoy it, but there was some little bit
unexpected behavior.
It's like,
usually
it's
don't
like
go that
sitting
far.
with the new driver, with someone on the driver's permit.
Every time I cross
Yeah.
the street, even though there are Waymos all over the place, I'm like, do you see me?
Yeah.
Do you
Do
really
you see me?
You know
Wave
what,
your
though?
arms.
I do
They
that with
need
human
eyes.
drivers, too.
Well,
They
yeah,
need to
but
have
do you
eyes
make
on
the
the
eye
way.
contact
Yeah.
and kind of do the
Yeah.
wave?
Yeah, oh, you kind of wave because
With the Waymo,
sometimes
I'm
their
like,
eyes
I
are-
know you're waiting, but like, what if you sped up right now?
There you go. That Amos pointed out, the Sony Honda Mobility has the screen on the front. They could put eyes on the screen, so you
Ooh,
can make
that
eye
wouldn't be
contact.
creepy at all.
So even if it does hit you, it can just say the eyes are looking at right at
I can't tell if Sarah's terrified or excited by that.
No, I don't want fake eyes on a car. You either see me or you don't, okay?
I hope they do it.
Mercedes-Benz said it is launching a new advanced driver assistance system called MB.Drive Assist Pro in all caps, so you have to shout it. That'll be coming to the U.S. later this year. The system can operate the car on city streets, not just highways. We have a lot of these driver's assistance system on highways. This one works on the streets, like the Tesla one does. The driver does have to be alert and ready to take over at any time. This is not a lay back and read a book one. It is powered by NVIDIA's Drive AV software, and has been available in China since late 2025. So the news here is that it's coming to the U.S. and will cost you $3,950 for 3 years of service. Bodie, why is this awesome?
I mean, any advancements, like Mercedes, I think, is doing a really good job. BMW is doing a really good job in this space because they actually have level 3. They don't have, like, last year I was on the floor and at CES, and I was like, is this level 2? And they're like, it's level 2 plus. And there's no level 2 plus.
But
It's
we'd
level
like
2
there
or
to
level
be,
3.
so we're gonna keep
yeah.
saying it till
It's
yeah.
level 2 advanced. That's not a thing.
2.5.
Yeah.
2.8?
So I think this is great just because, as the car companies kind of figure this out, we're going to start switching engineers around and other car companies will start figuring it out. And eventually we're going to kind of come to a standard where anybody can buy a car for a reasonable price, get autonomous driving, whether it's level 3, level 4, level 5, that'll probably cost you extra.
These subscription prices, though, they've got to come down, right?
Well, Rivian is $50, and that is for me
$50 at what?
a month.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it's like oh man, I think it's like $4,500 or $5,000 for the total. It's not as much as Tesla, which is $8,000 or $99 a month. And it might even be cheaper than $5,000. But anyway, I think not NVIDIA, excuse me. I think Rivian is doing it right in that way in terms of pricing, because if it's the thing that bugs me is if it's so important, why are you? And it's so important to save people's lives. Why are you charging so much money to save somebody's life? Like if it's my life or somebody that's driving next to me, why are we putting a premium on that? And not just giving it away for something
Profit.
that's profitable.
That is a fascinating question about right now. Everyone thinks they're unsafe, right?
Right.
The public perception. So the government is holding back and they can charge. At what point does the perception shift? Like, these are safer. We need to have them. And the government says you can't charge for them anymore and does it about face.
Yeah. I mean,
would be nice.
I think I think that it would be I don't know how high Tesla's take rate is, but by all estimations, it's pretty low, right? For full self-driving, people actually either signing up for the subscription or paying the full $8,000. So I think it would be better for Tesla just to raise the prices $2,500 and include it with every car and see, this is how much we care about you. And they would make more money, but no.
One thing I was really kind of calm and happy about when you said, "Oh, it's been available in China since late 2025." I was like, "Oh, good, they've been doing." Wait a minute, that was yesterday.
That's a couple months ago, yeah.
There you go. Well, let's switch gears and talk about solid-state batteries. Solid-state batteries don't have the risk of fire that current batteries with liquid electrolytes have, at least not as much. Donut Lab claims it has the first all-solid-state battery, which is already operating in real-world conditions and will power all 2026 model Verge motorcycles on the road starting in Q1 2026. Donut Lab says the battery could deliver up to 100,000 charge cycles with minimal capacity fade while retaining more than 99% capacity in temperatures ranging from minus 30 C, that's minus 22 F in freedom units, to above 100 C, above 212 Fahrenheit. Now, Bodie, if they have actually done this, doesn't that mean they've leapfrogged everybody, all the big companies like
Not only
Toyota?
Yeah, they're gonna if this is actually true, a truck full of money is gonna back into their driveway, and they will just be bought if they can actually do this. Because right now, like QuantumScape, which is it's a U.S. company, and it's one of the biggest in the solid state space. Not the biggest, but one of the biggest. And they announced a partnership with Ducati, but that's not until 2028, I think, when that solid state battery will be put in the Ducati
What about
motorcycles.
Toyota? Toyota's been yapping about it for a while.
I have a negative feeling towards Toyota, and I know a lot of people don't, so I'll just keep my mouth shut on that. But no. So
They're not
I don't.
Oh, what a feeling you have.
I know. I don't really
feeling
want to
you're
jump up
having?
in the air. I think Toyota is a great company. I think they have great engineers. I just don't think they care too much about EVs, and because of that, it shows. Like, it's not that they couldn't. It's just that it's not a
Well,
priority.
they went in all on hydrogen and
Yeah.
hybrids.
All right.
HEH.
There is not car news at CES. In fact, there's some news that Rob and I saw this morning that disappeared from the web. But Rob, what do you imagine you saw?
So yeah, we Amos and I were working on the time displacement machine. And we were able to go back and look at some stuff. So let's just say it like this: we have it on high authority that Lenovo has announced or will announce a massive list of hardware. And actually be able to get some of it this year. Got a few concepts and some new AI assistant stuff that's going to be coming out. So let's start with the laptops. The first thing here is the ThinkPad X1 Carbon Gen 14 Aura Edition. That's a heck of a name.
Snappy
Just
name.
rolls off the tongue.
And the X1 2-in-1 Gen 11. These are Lenovo's flagship AI laptops, and they're built around the new space frame design, which lets Lenovo put components on both sides of the motherboard, save space, and help with cooling while it's still making things like battery, ports, and fans easier to access and repair. The big daddy here is the ThinkPad X9 15P Aura. This is what you'd pick if you need raw power. It's packing an Intel Core Ultra X9 Series 3 chips, a massive 88 watt-hour battery, and a stunning 15.3-inch OLED screen that hits 1100 nits of brightness. The ThinkBook Plus Gen 7 Auto Twist. This used to be a concept, but now it's a real product that you'll be able to get. It has a motorized hinge that actually follows you around and automatically adjusts the screen to an angle based on how you're sitting, how you're looking at it, which is kind of cool.
That would be
So
great.
it's,
I like
so
that.
it helps
It's
you with the
physically
posture.
moving around.
It
It's got
physically
little
physically
gears.
follows you around. Right?
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. So yeah, well, it was
I
a
love
concept.
that.
It was
That
a
sounds like
concept.
something to break, though.
Yeah,
That sounds fragile.
People liked it. It was like, oh, that's cool. And you're using it for like a presentation and you're walking around. It actually kind of turns so you can continue to see it and not have to stand there and just look at your screen. So it was a cool concept. It's now a real thing that you can actually get. And then the Yoga Pro 9i Aura Edition, 16-inch. This is, got a total chassis redesign and is aimed at creators. It features a force pad that acts as both a touchpad and a drawing surface. Plus, it's powered by an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070 GPU.
So allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, all of these laptops
this-
might be announced at the Sphere.
This is what could come sometime later today if the experiment that we were working on actually worked. So there's also some desktops and mini PCs. There's the Yoga AIO IR Edition. It's an all-in-one desktop that tries to look stylish with a floating design. It has a huge 32-inch 4K OLED display and Copilot Plus capabilities. We've got the Yoga Mini I for those who want a desktop that doesn't take up space. This mini PC supports up to 4 external monitors and is loaded with ports like Thunderbolt 4 and HDMI. And then we've got the ThinkCenter X series. This is the business line of devices. They launched a new XAIO Aura Edition and an X Tower, both equipped with Copilot Plus features. And Lenovo's got some gaming stuff coming out. The Legion Go Stream OS Edition. This is a huge shift. Lenovo released a version of the Legion Go 2 handheld that runs SteamOS instead of Windows. It's rocking an AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme processor and an 8.8-inch OLED screen. And then we've also got the Legion and Lock laptops. A whole refresh of the gaming lineup, including the Legion 7A, 5i, 5A, and Lock models. Depending on which one you pick up, they're running either new Intel Core Ultra Series 3 or AMD Ryzen AI chips.
People love the gaming stuff. And the Legions are good. These are good improvements for them. They're not revolutionary improvements.
Not revolutionary,
they're
but
good.
it's good stuff that we kind of thought was going to come out. We're still thinking because we don't know that the event hasn't actually happened yet.
In our imagination, this
you know,
might be what they would
this is
announce.
exactly
Yeah, I
it.
got you.
So there potentially could be some, some new accessories out, like the ThinkPad, the ThinkPad gear for office crowd. This is this. I just lost my place here.
Oh, sorry about that. That was me. I did that to you.
Okay, so I'll just start over here. So the ThinkPad gear. This is for the office crowd. They dropped a dual mode wireless foldable headset, a Bluetooth presenter mouse, and a new 16-inch Click Go backpack. We've got the Yoga gear. This is on the consumer side. There's a new Yoga Pro monitor, Yoga branded headphones, a low-profile mechanical keyboard, and a 100-watt GAN charger.
Do they have a yoga mat? No.
You know what? They might. We'll have to actually get over to.
Would that be a display that you could lay
No,
on and
it
it
would
would
be
show you how to do
wireless
the yoga
charging.
moves?
Yeah.
Wireless charging. Can you imagine they have the yoga mat and you could lie on it. It'll recharge you. You wouldn't even
Recharge you. Okay, now I'm back in. I
Yeah.
like it.
You nap, you're recharged. It's
Yoga
great.
nap.
Yeah.
Now it wouldn't be CES if we didn't have some concepts and
Oh,
some
yeah.
software out. So we've got a few rollables that potentially could be coming out. It's the Lenovo showed off 2 proofs of concept: the Legion Pro rollable extends the screen out horizontally, while the ThinkPad Rollable XD rolls out vertically, and Lenovo's getting into AI assistance. So they've got something called Lenovo Kira, and this is their new personal AI super agent. It's an ambient intelligence system coming later in 2026 that works across your phone, tablet, and PC to help you organize tasks and even book travel through integrations with Expedia.
Yeah.
So that is an interesting one to me because they're also pushing Copilot Plus. So it's, will their assistant, will it trump out the Microsoft assistant? Will it trump out assistants from other players? Because if you're not using Lenovo, this assistant wouldn't work for you. But you can use other things and have assistants that do work for you. And would you want those to go back and forth? So it'll be interesting to see how that actually plays out.
Yeah, and a Legion Pro rollable. Come on. Yeah, I love that. I love that idea. Again, these were published on the web probably by accident. Or someone misunderstood an NDA time.
Oops.
Or
Yeah.
put it wrong in the CMS. But they were from a source we consider reliable, so we're passing them along. A lot of you probably won't listen to this till Lenovo has actually made the announcement.
Right.
And I'm guessing when they do their Sphere event, there's going to be other things that weren't on this.
There
too.
will be other stuff that they always have some surprises, but this is the stuff that we're pretty sure is going to see the light of day.
Yeah.
All right, well, HP has built a PC in a keyboard. Now, they're not the first company to do this, but the pitch for the HP Elite Board G1 is that it's a great computer for employees to be able to take their PC home with them without giving them a full laptop. It's a complete 93-key setup with either 2 USB-C ports, or a built-in USB-C cable and 1 port. It's kind of funny. Anyway, HP includes a USB to HDMI adapter with it, and it uses the AMD Ryzen AI 5 or 7 and is a Copilot Plus PC, because of course you have to be. You can get it with a 32 watt-hour battery if you want to leave it in sleep mode while you move it from place to place. So you're just carrying a keyboard around.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why that's easier than carrying a laptop, because then you got to have a display at home, but okay, maybe it's cheaper?
So I'm wondering if this is for the person who's remote most of the time and in the office regularly. So you just have the keyboard, you're using it at home like a full computer. You go into the office, you don't have to take a full laptop with you. You just take the keyboard, you go to your cubicle, and now you have whatever you had set up at home, you now have set up in the
Yeah, or
office.
like a
when you're there.
hoteling station
Yeah,
for people
right.
who come and go
Yeah,
alive.
I mean,
I'm trying.
It's a mini PC that's built into a keyboard, which is a very it's not a novel concept. The C64, Atari 800, 400,
Yeah, sure.
were all built that way. But at the same time, if I don't know,
It does seem more limiting if you're a company who's like, hey, employee, whether you're in the office or not, I want you to be able to work at all times. This is a great excuse to be like, well, I'm not at home. I only have the keyboard. My display is at home, so I can't go to a cafe and do that.
and it's a cramped keyboard, right? It's not even like fully stretched out.
It's
so
93
you
keys, though. It's
Well,
it's
I
a
know,
full
but if you look
keyboard.
at the keyboard, it's built
Yeah.
more akin to like a
No,
laptop.
if you
keyboard.
need an ergonomic keyboard, then you just plug it into the USB-C port on the back.
I
guess
guess, but
from a
then
company
why?
perspective-
I guess
That's very meta.
Maybe if
Unless
it's
you see
$100,
Yeah, we don't
then
know
the
what the price
companies would
would
like
be.
it.
I mean, if these things were cheaper than like a new table at IKEA, yeah, sure.
Okay, like it is easy to crap on these things for sure. I can imagine a situation where you have a variable number of desks and you want them to be useful for multiple things, and you could leave the monitors there, leave the space open, and then keep the keyboards in a closet for security and only pull them out. Like maybe some days you have 20 people in a hybrid situation, other days you have 100 people, and then you put them out, pull them back without having to leave a bunch of computers out on the floor.
I mean, yeah.
Well, here's
Like I
another
said,
thing.
it's easy to shoot down the ideas. It's hard
I
to
know,
come
but,
up with the.
But
with
this
the,
is the thing. The keyboard is the thing that most people are going to eat or drink over, and what's going to short out when you spill your cup of morning Joe on that keyboard that's
you
also
go.
a PC, right? If I had a keyboard, it's like, hey, IT, I damaged my keyboard. Can I get a new one?
Yeah,
They
but
throw
that would
you-
happen in a laptop too.
yeah, for
True.
sure. Yeah, that's no different.
Now you're frying the display as well.
That's true. This is a little less costly.
I think this would be really good for people who do like customer service stuff, where a lot of it's largely based online anyway.
Oh, point of sale kind of thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
that kind of thing. If you're like, obviously nobody's editing video on this, but or having fun editing video, but if it's just a simple like interface to the portal, whatever the portal happens to be, it might be something that's beneficial in that regard.
And you'd be less likely to use it for personal stuff.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think,
why
than
would
a
you want to?
laptop.
Yeah,
That'd be
that is a key, because
Does
a
it play
big
Doom?
problem that a lot of companies have is that when they give you a laptop, you play with the laptop like it's your laptop.
Because it's easy
You're
to
probably not going to play with a keyboard.
Right.
You'll
There's
have
just
your,
enough friction to plug it in that you're like, nah.
exactly. It's going to and business class laptops are not the the least expensive things in the world. So this laptop or this keyboard can reduce the price, and it keeps you from wanting to play with it at home as a home device. It's just the thing you use for work, whether you're in the office or at home.
All right, let's talk about Meta's wristband. A reminder that it uses EMG tech to be able to talk to Meta's Ray-Ban glasses. But Meta wants to expand beyond that. It's doing some interesting stuff. EMG detects small muscle movements in your wrist, the wristbands on your wrist, to understand what you want to do. It's gesture-based. Meta, Garmin, and other partners are all exploring other use cases. For example, Meta and Garmin showed off a way to use the wristband to control a car's infotainment system that uses Garmin's unified cabin concept. Sounds dangerous, but maybe it works. Meta and the University of Utah are exploring how it can help people with ALS or muscular dystrophy or another condition that affects the use of your hands. For example, controlling blinds, controlling a thermostat, controlling a lock by detecting what small muscle movements in the wrist are still happening. So that's pretty interesting. Meta also announced new features that are coming to the Ray-Ban displays themselves. EMG handwriting uses the wristband to let you write with your hand on any surface. Well, not really in the air, but on a surface, because it knows what you're writing. That's pretty cool. You can use the feature in early access now on WhatsApp and Messenger. Then there's a teleprompter feature. I know we're all kind of excited about this one, or at least the potential of it because of our line of work. Teleprompter feature lets you copy text into customizable cards. They show up in your field of view. So it's like you're looking straight at the camera, but you can read text like a teleprompter. So you can flip through the cards using the wristband as if you're making the prompter do its thing. Then we've got pedestrian navigation coming to a few cities: Denver, Las Vegas, Portland, and Salt Lake City. That's using the wristband to help you along your journey. One thing Meta is not doing is it's not bringing its Ray-Ban display smart glasses to Canada, France, Italy, or the UK early this year. They'll happen eventually, previously planned, but Meta says unprecedented demand and limited inventory means you're going to have to wait a little longer.
Do you think they can't get the RAM?
Oh, maybe.
That's the
don't
first thing I
know.
thought.
First thing I thought.
That's the first thing I thought. It's like, this is a memory
Yeah,
issue. This is a memory issue.
No, it's unprecedented demand, Rob.
Also,
The people
memory.
want the glasses.
there is unprecedented demand for RAM. So
That's true. Yeah.
I have to ask
yeah.
the question, and am I the only one who just has the picture in your mind of these wristbands? Like, you look like a quarterback playing football to where you just keep going to your wristband to see what play you're going to run next. I don't know why that's in my head. Maybe because I'm a football player.
you played football,
But
yeah.
that-
We'd have a
yes,
lot
that-
of people doing like just, kind of wrist motions. where, back in the day when people had wireless headphones, you'd be like, why are they talking to themselves? Now we're all just used to that. Like if
Now
somebody
we're used
looks
to
like
it.
they're talking to themselves, they just,
assume they're on headphones now.
Yeah, they're using that, or in the car, it's like, oh, they're using their CarPlay or whatever.
Yes.
It'll be wrist stuff. Oh,
What's interesting is
flipping
a lot
things
of
around.
blind people really like the Meta Ray Bans. They use them with services like Be My Eyes that allow them to be looking at things, and so it's huge in the blind community, which you wouldn't have thought. I wonder whether the
wouldn't have thought
wristband
glasses,
can
right?
make it
Yeah,
even
yeah,
better.
yeah.
Yeah, well, they're all walking around looking cool with their sunglasses,
Yeah. No, I think it's incredibly smart for Meta to explore other ways to use that technology because it's really useful. And like you said, Sarah, it could be more dangerous, could feel more dangerous in the car, but depending on how they implement it, it could be less dangerous than trying to hit a touch screen. So
Yeah.
Totally.
it's all in the implementation.
Yeah, and these touchscreens are ginormous in the cars anyway. You may not even be able to physically reach what
Yeah,
you're trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
get to. So, yeah.
All right, let's lightning round the rest of this. X-Real announced a partnership with Asus to make a set of glasses for gaming. They were showing them off at Digital Experience last night. The X-Real R1s have a 240 hertz refresh rate in the glasses. And a strip of LEDs on the stem that are just there to look pretty. They come with the ROG control dock, which has two HDMI 2.0 ports and one DisplayPort 1.4. You can use a button to toggle between which sources show up on your glasses. So you can plug multiple consoles into the port and then toggle between them to play the games. Glasses are 1080p with a 57-degree field of view. They launch before the end of June, but they do not have a price.
Dell announced that the Ultra Sharp 52 Thunderbolt Hub monitor is the world's first 52-inch ultra-wide curved 6K monitor. It's a 120 hertz refresh rate at 129 ppi. An ambient light sensor is used to help reduce eye strain. You can connect up to 4 PCs at once, separate the screen into 4 views, one for each PC, while using the same mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you make enough caveats, you can be the first at everything. Lots of health and wellness stuff at CES as well. Let's get healthy and live forever, Sarah.
Oh, let's do it. Garmin announced it will add food and calorie tracking to its Connect app. It uses image recognition to help you estimate calories in what you're eating. So it's not necessarily like, hey, Sarah, how many calories are on that glass of milk that you just consumed? It's supposed to help you along. You can also log food from Garmin watches. You can include voice if that particular model supports that. It can pair this with estimates of how many calories you're burning because it's also a fitness app. So it's, designed to give you a sense of what you're taking in versus burning. It's available now to Connect Plus subscribers. You got to pay $7 a month to get that.
I use my Net Diary for this, but I don't have a Garmin. If I had a Garmin, I might switch to this because it's easy.
Yeah. I mean, counting calories is tedious. If you care, then something like I think I used to use Fitbit's version of what you're using, Tom, and it can be extremely helpful, in as far as whether it's weight gain, weight loss, or just general health. But it's time consuming, so this is interesting to me.
Yesterday we got to talk about peeing, and today we have a smart toilet. Vivoo. VIVOO, showing 2 new products at CES. The smart toilet clips onto a toilet. You do have to provide your own toilet. That's sold separately. So that might increase the price of this if you don't already have a toilet.
I think a lot of people do these days, though. That
Yeah.
technology's been coming along.
It's been spreading. It sits at the front of the bowl, collects a small sample to detect gravity, aka the weight of it, then releases it into the rest of the bowl. It can estimate how hydrated you are. And the results of that are then pushed to a smartphone app. It can do 1,000 measurements on a charge. And if you're like, ooh, how do I recharge that? Battery is on the outside of the bowl. So you can just remove that without having to go inside. Available today for $99, shipping in March. Those supplies are limited, though, and those supplies come with the subscription included. If you miss out on that, price goes up to $129 in September, and then you'll have to pay a $6 a month subscription for the analysis. But urine gravity can tell you a lot of things about different conditions, so it might be worth it for you. Vivoo also announced the Hygienic Flow Pad. This is a menstrual pad that measures follicle stimulating hormone, or FSI, which can be a marker for fertility, ovarian health, perimenopause. You have to remove the pad and scan it with your phone to get the results. No price or availability on that one yet.
And one question people might have is about security of the information here, because obviously fairly private information.
Yeah.
I talked to the CEO of Vivu last year, and she was all over all the right encryption words and such with the data.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah.
All right, Neurologics is back at CES with a mirror that can give you health info, but this time they intend to make it available to the public. The longevity mirror uses what Neurologics calls a transdermal optical imaging that takes a video of you and analyzes the blood flow patterns in your face. In about 30 seconds, you get a report that includes cardiovascular disease risk, metabolic health, heart health, physiological age, and mental stress. Neurologics claims it was trained on hundreds of thousands of patient records, so it can estimate multi-year health risks up to 20 years in advance. That's a big ask there. The mirror also gives you recommendations on ways to improve your health and reduce risks. You'll also have the option to talk to a health professional about your results. It goes on sale early this year for $899, which includes 1 year of service. After that, it's $99 a year. Does it tell you if you're ugly?
My first, we were talking about a smart mirror yesterday, and I had the same question. My first response to this was, well, what if you're wearing a bunch of makeup? But I guess the transdermal optical imaging is supposed to be able to get through that veil, and still figure out how healthy you are.
I figure it's going underneath the skin. Like, I assume it's using IR or some sort of infrared light to look at it. I don't know. This whole thing reminds me of those anti-drug posters where they showed you the before and after of an individual. It's like, don't do meth, this is what you look like. You're gonna age
if it actually showed you what you're going to look like if you don't change your ways, that could be more effective.
I just don't know why Tom made me read this one. Tom, was that on purpose as the old fart on the team here?
No, it just the way the cookie crumbles there.
Okay,
Allison. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's only $99 a year. I'm just saying.
Mirror on the wall. What vice should
How
I
long
kick
will
this
I
fall?
live? Yes.
What's wrong
well
with
done,
me?
Roger.
All right, we've all seen autofocus glasses before. There's a Japanese company called Vision, I think that's how you pronounce it, Vision with an X in the middle, released autofocus eyewear with small objects that you can see embedded in the lenses. Finland's IXI is working on lenses that look ordinary from the outside, but they have photodiodes and LEDs in the frame that can track your eyes and adjust to a liquid crystal display to focus images for you. So you're kind of like, okay, I'm near, looking far, near, looking far. It's kind of rack focusing for you. They last a day on a charge, but they do need to be charged every night, or you're not going to get much use out of it otherwise. They weigh about 22 grams, or 3/4 of an ounce, roughly. At CES, Vision told CNN that they hope to launch the glasses within the year. So, if that's something that you're interested in, you might have an actual product sooner than later. Japan's Elsio and France's La Clarie are also developing similar glasses. So smart glasses, or smart autofocus glasses, rather, seem to be, just on the horizon. I mean, for somebody like me who wears contacts, I'm interested in this.
We saw the Vision glasses at CES in the past, and you had to look through the little box in them. Mm-hmm. This is just regular lenses, which is essential for smart glasses. I have heard many people say, I would love to get the Meta Ray-Ban displays, but my prescription is funky, or it costs too much to get the lenses ground, or I couldn't find my prescription, so it was an impulse buy and I decided not to do it. This could make it so you just build them into the glasses.
And that way they're not individualized
so you don't have
for me
to buy,
versus you.
It just individualizes them on the fly.
And as you get older, like me, you can't focus up close, you can get that assistance,
well,
right?
if you have the longevity mirror, I hear that helps with that.
Well, you just get both, and then the mirror will tell you need glasses.
Yeah. But I think I look for Meta to buy one of these companies, and that will tell you which one is doing it.
I wouldn't be shocked, and I would be a fan, because my prescription it changes every 3-4 years.
Right.
I don't want to have to spend all that money all over again.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I mean, if you could do away with having my glasses are expensive because they grind down the lenses and then they do the hyper indexing to shave like 50% of the weight off. If you don't have to do that, you just get really thin, lightweight glasses that do like severe myopia in my case. It would be awesome. Plus, as Allison was saying, I hate taking off my glasses every time I got to read the fine print on whatever medication I'm supposed to be ingesting. And it'd be nice just to be able to look at it and not like, let me take off my spectacles.
Bosch announced its first cordless stick vacuums in the U.S., the Bosch Unlimited 10 and 9. A ring of blue LED lights let you know when it thinks the surface is clean. The 10 has a bendable tube for getting under furniture. Unlimited 9 is $4.99 to $5.79. The Unlimited 10 is $5.99 to $6.99 and should be available this month.
Ooh,
That
I like
bendable
that.
tube. I know. That I can't tell you how many times I can't get under furniture because I can't do it. So yeah, bendable tubes. I love
can
it.
see that as being an issue. But you know what? That is where I love my robot vacuum because it just gets under there and can
Just doesn't come back out because it gets stuck. But
I don't care.
it's under there.
It'll figure it out after 10 or 12 hours. So just go in there and get all that dust for me. It's good. Bosch also released the Bosch 800 series of coffee makers. Now has Amazon's voice assistant, so you can just describe what kind of coffee you want, and it will make it for you. Hopefully.
Yeah. It won't hallucinate. a
But
coffee
you need to
recipe.
provide the coffee, so
Well,
you already
yeah.
know what you want.
Well, no, if you're like, I need a latte, or I just want an espresso, or it can do multiple things for you.
Okay.
Just like a barista.
Yeah.
Got to look at this at Digital Experience last night. Timely, with an I at the end, Timeli, is a smart flashlight from Smart Home Protection LLC. Puts a video camera amongst the 700 lumen LEDs that can record locally to storage and send video to a cloud service, and has an LTE connection. So you're just walking with the flashlight and it is recording. With the press of a red triangular button, which you hold for a couple seconds so you're not going to accidentally activate it, you can connect to Rapid SOS. Then they can see what your flashlight sees and connect you to proper police protection if you need it, or fire, or emergency services. Or they have something called companion mode where you're like, I'm just nervous and I want to talk to somebody while I'm walking with my flashlight through the parking lot. They can do that too. Timely is $299.95. Includes a year subscription to the service, and then after the first year it's $99 a year or $10 a month.
It seems really great for folks who do a lot of camping, or
yeah.
some like wilderness stuff.
Sure,
where accidents happen, and it's
Or women walking out to their cars at night.
Yeah,
that
That's
too.
what I was thinking
That's
about.
that's kind of their main pitch.
Yeah. Wow. That's a really interesting idea.
Razer usually makes headlines at CES for concept products that may or may not ever ship, but it's also making news for promising to hire 150 AI scientists over the next couple of years. Still, if you need to know, Project Motoko is a concept gaming headset, concept being the key word here, that has cameras and microphones so that you can ask it stuff like translating text, creating a custom workout, for example. Razer thinks it'll be available this year, no price though, so we don't know what you're going to spend if it ends up being a thing. Project Ava is a little glass canister that shows a holographic avatar to represent the assistant that you talk to. That's $20 if you would like to reserve one.
You want to make that eye contact with the thing you're talking to, now you can get the little desktop assistant for you.
CES is always a good time to change name and to get people to used to the new one. Here's a couple of name changes that we've noticed. SanDisk is replacing the Western Digital brands WD Blue and WD Black with SanDisk Optimus branded discs that have the same model numbers. And HP is changing its HP Omen gaming PC brand to be called the HyperX Omen series, including the new Optman Max 16, or Optman Max 16, excuse me.
Yeah. The HyperX is an accessory brand, so they're like putting it on all the gaming stuff, which is interesting. All right, folks, if any of you here are in Las Vegas, come meet up with us. Me, Rob, Amos, KT Data, Allison, Steve,
I'll be there.
Bodie, we're all going to be there. You should be there too. Wednesday, January 7th. So that's tomorrow as we're recording this, 6:30 p.m. at the Resorts World Food Court. I think Patrick Norton's going to try to make it too. We'll have some stickers to give away. We'll talk about all the tech we've been seeing. So come join us. That's Wednesday, January 7th. It's not a CES thing. So if you just live in Las Vegas or you just happen to be here, come on by 6:30 p.m. at the Resorts World Food Court. I'll see you there.
So Allison and Steve Sheridan, Steve is always off camera but always near, they are absolute machines when it comes to seeing products at CES. It doesn't seem humanly possible how many interviews they get, but Allison has kindly agreed to share a few of the things she's seen that got her most excited. Allison, what do you have to tell us?
All right,
today?
big thanks to Steve for all the videos that come out of here, but let's see if I can go through these quickly. Hyper had 2 really cool new products. Now, the first one, I want to see how many acronyms I can get in one sentence. Are you ready?
This is your response to the chip challenge.
It is. This is me throwing back to you. The Hyperdrive Next USB 4 M.2 SSD PCIe AI chip enclosure. All right, it's a little card like a I don't know phone-sized enclosure, but it lets you put PCIe chips in it and AI chips to extend your PC. It's gonna sell for $200, but you have to bring your own SSD and AI chip to put in it.
Oh, so you had to bring an MPU and put in it?
Yeah, I guess so. They just called it an AI chip.
Yeah.
But the other thing I think was better for general users, especially Windows users, Hyperspace has the Trackpad Pro for Windows. So think the Apple Magic Trackpad, which is a fantastic external trackpad, but this one's for Windows. Supports lots of programmable gestures, like they used an example of a deep press to open a new tab in Excel, or one of the 4 corner presses to switch to a tool in Photoshop. It's going to be $130 at hypershop.com, and I'm glad people from the Windows side can have a cool trackpad like the Apple people do. So I like that. Now the next one, this is not groundbreaking, but it's a set. It's called the Artronic Commuter headphones. They're noise canceling headphones in a really lightweight battery case, but it works with MagSafe. Now it can't charge from your MagSafe, but it sticks to your MagSafe.
Okay.
And the case and headphone combo works with the Find My network by Apple. So just when you want to slap your headphones on there, you keep track of them. If you don't have something else stuck to it, might be fun.
So the point is to keep you from losing it.
Yeah.
So it sticks to your phone.
Well, I have it with you when you're going out and you're like,
Yeah, yeah.
What pocket did I put them in? It's already
Okay.
stuck to your
All
phone.
right, all right.
Now, Strapsicle. Anyone notice?
Excuse me?
Strap? Did I say it wrong?
No, you said it right.
Strapsicle.
Yeah.
Funny name. Okay, anybody else notice that their hand and wrist starts to ache from holding an iPad, like a Kindle, or an iPad or a Kobo from reading at night? Steve and I have both noticed this, that our hands are starting to ache. Strapsicle is a simple design. It's 2 diagonal rubberized straps that pop onto the corners, and it gives you a strap to slip your hand under it to hold it secure. It's really satisfying. Comes in really cool colors and boring black for Steve. Anyway, this is from Strapsicle.com, and it looked like a really cute product to me.
It's not tech, right?
No,
it's just
it works
but
with
it's just
tech.
useful
Makes
for
your
your
tech less
Yeah,
hurt.
it's like a case, right? Yeah.
You know, our friend Dr. Gary, she dropped her iPad on her face and cracked her tooth once. So
wow.
this is to help you not do that. I mean, maybe your whole hand's going to hit you in the face. I'm
you
not
should
sure.
get her a strapsicle.
There you go. All right. You might not know that 40,000 pets die a year in fires these days. So a company called Rescue Retriever, actually friends of Bodie's, have a smoke detector for your dog. And the idea is that you know where your dog hides in an emergency. So the smoke detectors are going off. They're screaming. Your dog's going to be scared. Where do they run to? They run to their kennel. Where do they go? You put this smoke detector there, and it does not scream at them. That's the first question I asked. Instead, it does flashing lights. You put it down low where there's not a lot of smoke, and it's going to be able to help assist the firefighters in finding your pet in the home.
So this is not something your dog has to wear all the time.
No, but your dog. They do
That's
also
coming.
sell
It's not
that.
like
They-
on the collar.
They do also sell that. They've got a little thing on the collar, and it'll just the light's just going to flash so you can find your pet. They made it a little bit big. I was like, why is it so thick? They said, oh, check it out, and they opened it up. You can stick an AirTag in it, so it's also an AirTag tracker for your pet, and it would help them in the case of an emergency.
And as a firefighter, that's something useful.
Yes. So the flashing light is actually something that we're taught to use if we get trapped or if we get lost or whatever. So we'll flash a light. So that's already something that's instinctive. Even if a firefighter doesn't know what a rescue retriever is or whatever it's called, they know to go towards that flashing light because that could be another firefighter who's injured or down or whatever.
I don't see why you can't put one on the baby's crib too.
Oh, you could probably put it wherever you want.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing stopping you, right?
Right. All right, so the last one is, I'm big into tools. I love tools. Hoto Tools, Hoto, they make really beautifully designed toolkits. They've got one that's got this hammer that I just wanted to hold this hammer. It was such a soft handle, just really pleasing handle. They've got a pull-out ruler, crescent wrench, and electric screwdriver in it. The guy said that he used it to go through 2-inch treated 2x4s, and so this is no little baby tool that you've got there. And they also sell kits of just the electric drivers. And I tell you, just look at hodotools.com and see how beautiful these tools are. I wanted all of them.
Oh my gosh, someone buy this for me. I will buy it for myself. I don't know if you can see the callus on my hand from installing my Arlo because the drill wasn't getting through the treated 2x4. I absolutely need something like this, or a better drill. Probably would be
That's
the
probably
other
it
thing.
too, but they're all pretty.
But I bought the Makita in 1993. I'm sure it's fine. This isn't in the rundown, but iFixit is developing a teach you to solder kit. Amos grabbed one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
iFixit. We didn't go by there just because last time we spent 45 minutes with him, I think, going over, because all I did was I stopped by and I went, "Excuse me, big fan," and walked off because I couldn't afford to stay there longer. But yeah, they've got a USB soldering kit that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And their screwdriver, their multi screwdriver is pretty great too.
Yeah. Love iFixit.
Well, folks, we're here at CES. There are several dozen football fields of tech, so there's a lot of it. So you got to let us know what you're thinking about, because we'll go try to check it out. So if you got some insights into a story, please share it with us at feedback@dailytechnewsshow.com.
Hey, thanks everyone for doing this today. We have a lot to cover. Day 2 in the books. Thanks to Amos and Kevin for setting up all this gear and making it happen. Thanks to Joe back in the home studio doing the switching. Roger and Sarah also being willing to put up with all of our chaos on this end. Also, thanks to the CTA for accommodating us with this great setup. And thank you for being along for Daily Tech News Show. The only reason we can be here is because you keep us in business. So if you haven't yet, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/DTNS.
The DTNS family of podcasts, helping each other understand.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.